All right, let's try this again. So I was going live, and then my signal was saying that it was weak or something, and then I couldn't see you guys. And so let's try it again. All right, so I'm Kwanda Lamb, and welcome to our weekly meetup, your weekly opportunity to talk to me, the winning single mom, coach to single mothers, author of two amazing books for us, speaker, just doer. I am a doer, and I'm always trying to empower us. I also love the Lord. So my coaching is faith-based. So much of it is faith-based because that's what took me through my journey. And I just have to share that every time I talk because I want y'all to know that when I tell you things, it's because I've lived it or I've seen it in somebody else's life. So right before the connection dropped, I was saying that so much of how we date and relate to other people is because of what we've seen in our lives. We've seen it on TV. We've seen it in other people's relationships. We've heard it from people that we trust, right? And we've seen some things and we've experienced some things. But if we don't learn how to put all of those things in their proper place, we can keep on repeating cycles, right? So dating the same type of guy, I realize that I have a type, right? I love a man with some height. You know, I'm almost 6 feet tall. I say almost, like I'm 5'10" in the fourth. Okay, so I say I'm almost 6 feet tall, but I'm a tall girl. So when I put on heels, which I love to do, I love to be girly. And, you know, I love to wear my heels. I'm not a big jewelry person. And so when you see me with jewelry, you know, it means something to me, or I'm supporting somebody else's work, or it looks great with my outfit. But it's just not my go-to. And it's not because I don't love pretty things. It's simply because I forget, right? And then I'm allergic to certain metals. And I'm just like, okay, I could do without it. But I actually love those things. I just don't have them on all the time. So my thing for me is getting my nails done, my hair done, and heels, honey. Heels, yeah, shoes. And so that's how I show up. And so what I also look at in a man is his shoes. It's important to me. I want to see what his shoe game is like. I want to see if he's taking care of himself, right? So all those little things that when we first see a person before we ever speak and we get to know each other, whether we see if we have chemistry or if our faith is similar or our values are similar, I'm looking at the outside. So height is important to me. Thank you for the hearts. Make sure to share this out, y'all. Somebody is going to win a copy of my Love Plan ebook tonight. And I always pick from people who share it out. And I check to see who shared it the most, and people came back over. And so make sure you share it. But okay, so those are, I know folks are like, that is so superficial, but you know what? We like what we like, okay? We like what we like. So I went on an experiment because I realized I have a type: tall, dark, handsome, with some meat on his bones, 180 to 220 up in there with some height, perfectly 6 feet, you know? And I said, okay, Kwanda, the man God has for you, you understand it could be any man on the planet that's not married already, okay, not already married, not in a relationship, is a good guy. Y'all share the same faith. He loves Jesus just as much as you. And yeah, he's like a really good human being, right? And so that's some of the qualifications. I have others. Well, you know, you're wanting this tall, dark, and handsome because of what? Well, that's what you're accustomed to. That's what you've dated in the past. And I said, let me challenge myself. So you can stick with your type if you want to. It's cool to have your type. But you also have to be open to good love. And so I said, let me see what's out here that's not in my type, you know, that's not my typical type. And so I want to challenge you to do that, but I also want you to not let people tell you that you have to settle for something, you know, because that person is different and totally not your type. Right. And then y'all don't have these other things that match up. And then you just pick somebody because, okay, he has a great job and he has status. And your friends are like, girl, that's a good man. You better take him. Well, they don't have to date him. They don't have to live with him. They don't have to build a life. And they're not the ones secretly, you know, wanting more and not getting it. And so I want to challenge you to not be that kind of person. And I know you're like, but I'm lonely, or I'm this, or I'm that. And so when people tell me they have needs and they're lonely and all this stuff, I'm like, so you legit are going to base your dating choices off of your sexual desires? That's what we're doing. We out here picking people just so we can have sex. I mean, if that's what you want to do, you can go ahead and go do that. You grown. But at the end of the day, when that doesn't work out, or you're, now attached to this person who you're like, oh my God, I cannot stand him. The sex is good, but I can't stand him, right? Is that what you really want? So hold off a little bit, from sharing yourself and who you are and giving your most prized possession to somebody before you really get to see if y'all connect. And so that's what I want to talk about tonight. I want to talk about attracting good love, the person that's good in the bedroom, good to you, good in the daylight, actually does stuff with you, isn't just somebody that you do that with, right? It's somebody that you would be proud for your kids to meet. Who's excited to share you with his friends, can't wait to have you meet his family. I mean, like a real relationship. None of this special friends crap that has been going around and yes, ruining a generation. And so before the video cut out, I was saying I saw people when I was younger settle, and I saw older women tell us, well, listen, if he'll marry you, marry him. I love my grandmother, God rest her soul. She's rested in heaven now. And she was an amazing matriarch. I mean, this woman, so much of who I am is because of her. I give her so much credit, beautiful, amazing. But she came up in a time where she had 14 children for my grandfather. She got married at, 14, had her first child at 15. And then that went on, I'm sure, until her 30s, because she had 14 kids. And of course, women from that era, this is the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, women from those decades, they had to rely on men, and there was this fear of how are you going to survive if you're not? And then there was the shame associated with, if you're not married. And people try to do that today. When I first became a single mom, I had to deal with that. And then it took me a little bit. And at first I was like, okay, I'm gonna let y'all try to shame me. I'm gonna hold my peace. Okay. And then I just had to start pushing back politely and kindly. I said, first of all, I got more going on over here as a single mom than a lot of people who are married. Okay. And my cousins who happen to not have children, who are hoes in the street, but don't have proof that they're hoes in the street because they happen to not have kids. Okay. Don't come comparing, okay, these folks to me to them, and then trying to make me feel bad, because guess what? I got a full-time job. I take care of my kids. My children are doing well, and so I had to come back and just put everybody in their place. So little bitty, sweet, awesome, kind, naive me, I had to grow up. And so if you're still allowing people to make you feel bad, then you need to put them in their place politely, kindly, but just be like, listen, I got all this over here under control. You're not paying any bills. You're not taking care of us. All you got is some conversation. Okay. And you can go over there with those comments unless you're trying to do something for this household right here. Y'all got to learn to put them into place. And so anyway, I love my grandmother. That woman is so much of who I am. But she told me, she said, if he will marry you, marry him. And this is when I found out that the dude was sleeping around. I was pregnant with the second one. It was kind of somewhere in there. And I just looked, y'all should have seen the look on my face. Like, this person I love and respected and saw her work so hard and build a life for her kids and even me. And, I was just like, And then I said, you know what? No, I don't have to. And that was my faith. And people, they try to make fun of you when you say, hey, I'm a Christian, but you're a single mom. And then you had kids out of wedlock. I'm like, listen, are we comparing each other's sin? Because the last time I checked, Jesus said you were a sinner too. So what you doing? What we doing here? I could do this all day. Okay. I might not happen to know all of your things that you've done, but let's just say we all on an even keel. Okay. So first of all, push back. Me and these babies are going to be okay. And so stop allowing people to make you feel bad, and stop making people think that you have to marry the next guy or anybody just so you don't have to deal with being a single mom. Because guess what? It's people out here winning. And I talk to people every day. I'm counseling folks all the time. And before I became the winning single mom, it was married folks that were ringing my phone off the hook asking me for advice. And I'm like, first of all, I'm over here with my kids doing what I got to do. And you're married. Y'all need to be doing better than this. I kid you not. Years, okay? Years counseling people. And so what I'm saying to you is you have to step back and look at your reality And now let me get into my tips because I've been talking, right? So let me get into the tips, the 5 ways to attract good love. And like I was saying earlier, I'm not saying, hey, go do online dating, go meet at this place. I'm not talking about these kind of methods that people use. You know how to meet folks. Okay, some of y'all aren't doing that. You're staying stuck inside the house, and I'm challenging you to get out because he is not gonna knock on that door like the Angie Stone video where Idris comes, as a UPS guy. Okay, he's taken. All right, we can all give up on that dream. And so you have to then say, I'm simply going to be available for good love. So the first thing I want you to do, and that's not on my list, but I want you to really just get to the point mentally where you're like, I am ready. I'm okay with it. Even if it's little by little, even if it takes you the rest of this year to be okay with going out on a date, being okay with thinking about sharing your space with somebody else. But none of this needs to be based on just so you don't have to be a single mom, because there's not a guy out there that's looking for a woman that wants him just so she doesn't have to be a single mom. God, we don't talk about guys' emotions and feelings, but they have them, and they get broken hearts, maybe not all the time, but they get them. And so everybody has this idea of meeting a person that's for them, right? So he wants that, you want that. Everybody deserves somebody who actually is really for them, right? And so I want you to just start shaping your mindset, becoming comfortable with spending time and space with somebody. Not so much that it makes you crazy and it makes you think about that all the time and think about what you're missing and whine about how you're single. I hate to hear people do that because I'm like, there's so much life to be lived out here. I'm enjoying being single. In fact, I am on purpose, single. There is a reason why I'm not married yet, and it is not because I can't be. And the same thing for you, because guess what? Marriage is service, and you have to be willing and ready to do that, right? And I don't want any kind of one-sided marriage. Like if I'm serving, I need him serving too. Be clear, It's up to you who you end up with. You have the power to pick, and you need to know what you're picking, why you're picking, and not out of desperation. So let's get into these tips. Bam, if this is doing something for you, if it's helping you, if it's making you think, give me some hearts, put a 1 in the chat, do something, let your girl know, share this out. And so I don't want to hold you up a lot tonight, but I am going to be giving away a copy of my amazing ebook. It's called The Love Plan. It's 15 days of strategy, information, and it actually goes along with my dating confidence course because obviously, we kind of get the wind knocked out of us when we become single moms, right? And you got to get that confidence back and get out there again. And then you got to know how to choose a little bit better than last time. Because trust me, 19 years ago, I did not do some good picking, I wasn't even trying, but listen, I'm thankful for these babies. I wouldn't change any of that, honey. But I'm going to tell you what, I'm like this when I think about it. I'm like, girl, there were some things you could have done. That was if you just went this way instead of that way. But you know what? I wouldn't have these beautiful babies and you wouldn't have yours. And so, we can't cry over spilled milk, but we can choose differently next time. So let's get into these tips. Y'all know I like to write my tips down. So the first thing I want you to do is clear the negative. I wrote this down because I thought about sometimes we just have this energy where we're upset about what the last person did. And a lot of times it isn't fair, right? Sometimes the breakups aren't amicable. And in my case, it certainly wasn't. But we have got to clear that negativity out. That's ideas, that's attitudes, that's people. There are some folks in your life that you just got to start. My grandmother used to say this, feeding them with a long-handled spoon. You got to feed them with a long-handled spoon. That means you got to put some distance between you and that person. I love the unfollow button on Facebook because people have no idea that I no longer see their stuff up and down my timeline if they're too negative, if they're posting gross stuff, I don't want to see that. So I love the fact that it shows we can still be friends, but they have no idea that I'm not getting their stuff. And you know what? You need to do that in real life. Be kind. You don't have to have big old announcements like, I'm done with you. You just start putting distance. You don't have to pick up the phone every time they call. You don't have to answer every time they text. Your peace of mind is so important, especially so you can focus on you and you can focus on building a life for you and your babies. And if you want some dude to come into your space, you want him to come in thinking, wow, it's just cool here. It's peaceful here. Like when I'm with her, we just vibe different. I mean, that's the way you want people to feel when they encounter your energy. And a lot of times we're, frustrated, we're upset, we're all these things because we got so much on our plate. And that's why I talk so much about organizing your life. So before you bring somebody into your space or even start thinking about, hey, I got to start dating again, take some time to get everything cleared up. If that's your physical space, yes, that's important because we're judging you. All right. And my family and friends, listen, they know sometimes I'm like, these little funky tail boys over here, I got to this and that and whoosh, crack the whip on them, to get them to do what they need to do. And sometimes I just remember, you know what, I have power, and my power is to talk softly like this, and they know she's not playing, and they need to get up and get it together. And so I'm not going to have somebody come over to my house. First of all, when I'm dating, like, you just don't make it over here. No, nobody makes it. Okay, you're just not going to easily make it to my abode, because that means now you know where I live. And if you're crazy, it's going to be a problem if you popping up in my house and I no longer want to see you. So y'all got to be careful about bringing people into your space. So when folks that I've dated in the past have actually made it to my house, it's been after some months and months and months of me vetting them and making sure they're cool enough, especially to meet my kids. I've dated dudes my kids have never met, like, for some years. My kids have never met them. And that's just me. You don't have to do it, but that's just me. And so, because I'm filling people out, I'm getting to know if this is what I want before I introduce my kids to them and they get attached to them. And so anyway, clear out the negative. Whatever that is, take some time. You don't have to break up with the dude 2 weeks ago and be with somebody else 2 weeks later. You don't have to. You don't have to. When people ask you for your number, you know what? If you're not in a space where you can clearly devote any kind of brain power to really getting to know them and, giving back some good energy, just say, it was so cool meeting you. I really appreciate that. But now it's just not a good time. Or, hey, you could be like, I'm already in a relationship, or I'm taken, if you feel like that's something you could do to just get rid of them. And so clear out the negativity is the first one. The second one is, I want you to get clear on what it is you want in life, not just in a mate, right? Are you where you want to be in your career? Are you where you want to be with your kids? How's your relationship with your children? How's your relationship with you? Are you taking care of yourself? Are you doing the things that you need that make you feel loved, right? Are you in a space where this is a good time to really bring somebody in? If the answer is no, it's not time to date. It is time to get ready, and it is time to get those things taken care of, right? And so I want you to get clear on what your goals and desires are, like, seriously, because that's one of the things that dudes ask on the first date. Like, when y'all talking, when you're getting to know each other, you've exchanged numbers or whatever. So, like what's your big dream, right? And what are you gonna say? Well, I just want to work at this particular job for 30 years and that's it. And the dude gonna be like, well, that's not high up. Lucretia last week, she wanted to move to London and start her own. This chick here just want to work 30 years. I don't know. Oh, girl, they want to move to London sound a little bit more sexy. I don't know. I'm just joking. But the point is, really be able to talk about what your goals, dreams, desires are, because people want to know, right? And people are listening to what you say and taking it at face value, right? So put some thought into it before you go out on these dates. All right, third thing is, I want you to get clear on what you want in a relationship. Now, I happen to one day want to be married, right? I'm not going to tell the dude that, like, the first date, right? When we get to talking and we get to chatting, I'm going to be like, okay, eventually, yeah, that's something I want. It doesn't have to be you or the next guy after that. And of course, that always gets them in there like, right, yeah, I'll go on a date with somebody else if I'm not in a serious relationship. And so, that's intriguing, because it also lets them know, okay, she's keeping her options open. Okay, because I'm definitely keeping mine open. So, okay, let me see what else she's talking about. The thing is, you've got to know what it is that you want. Now, if you know that you want to be in a committed, monogamous relationship, at some point, really early on, you need to be having these discussions with guys, because, we live in a world where a lot of people are hooking up and they're doing this and that. And if you don't want to play that game, you need to be clear about it, and then don't play the game, right? I'm certainly not at 42 looking to play any kind of games. And so I'm like, thank you. Let me help you find somebody in here that wants to play that game, but it's not going to be me. And so know what you want. And this is where I talk about, what are your deal breakers? What are your must-haves? right? And I put this in the love plan so you can actually write it down and think about it. All right. And so the fourth thing is I want you to get your confidence up. So many times, even in my life, when I thought I was confident, when I thought like, oh, I got this, I realized that I was making choices and I was accepting stuff from the dudes I was dating, which didn't show that I was confident at all, right? So when we're young, we're thinking, oh, this shows him that I love him. No, it shows him you don't have any self-respect. It shows him that you are not really elevating your self-worth above his needs. And it shows him that you can be a pushover, right? And we know, some of the things that we may have done or may not have done in the past. And so I'm saying to you, I want you to get your confidence level up to say, if it's something you don't want to do, if it's something you don't do, then you need to be clear about that and let that be. So a lot of times we tell dudes, hey, I'm not going to do this and I'm not going to do that. And the very next opportunity, he's going to try you. He's going to try you. And there you are doing all the things you said you weren't going to do. You think it's funny. And he's taking all of this at face value, saying, okay, this is who this is. And we wonder why, okay, then maybe he went on and dated the next girl. Maybe he married the next girl, right? Maybe she can play the game a little bit better. So I'm just saying to you, if you don't want to play the game, don't play the game. Be who you are, be who you say you are, and stick with it. So figure out what that is first before you start going out on dates. But do date, go out, have fun, get cute. Number 5, and this is the most important, and I really mean this, and it sounds so cliche, but I want you to fall in love with you, right? So let's talk about this. Let's talk about them from number 1 to number 5. If you have released the negativity in your life as much as you possibly can, that means you're walking around with this bundle of joy and excitement and newness and wonder, and you're enjoying your life. You're a single mom, but you're enjoying the space you're in, right? You're enjoying working with your kids. You're enjoying cooking. Whatever those things are that you do, right? You're enjoying being. You're not sitting and thinking hours away of your life, I wish I had somebody. Life would be better if, you're not spending your hours and your minutes and your time thinking about what you're lacking. You're thinking about what you do have. And I want you to focus on that. So clear that negativity out so that you can see what's there. So much goodness is there. And that's going to lead into your confidence, believe it or not. Just you enjoying your own doggone self and family and life. And there's so much for you to do, so many places for you to go. It doesn't have to be with a guy, but I guarantee you this, if you get out more, if you get some fresh air, you will start meeting people, right? And if you clear that negativity, when somebody says, oh, excuse me, oh, can you pass me this? And you happen to look up and you're like, oh my God, he is cute. Listen, now you can crack that smile and now you can, start a conversation. So learn how to focus and be in the moment and just enjoy yourself. Today, somebody was, I went to the grocery store and, I got on my mind, I got to meet my girlfriend for brunch. I need to, get some groceries. I got to cook dinner later. Got to make sure stuff is in the house for these fellas and their behinds aren't up. So let me go ahead and do this because I'm that kind of mama, and I'm like, I got to get in here and get out and get this done. But yeah, dudes are like, I'm not saying it was like 5 or 6, but, I counted 2 or 3 and I was like, okay, hold up. At least we had our little hair done and we were dressed kind of cute while we went out to the store, put a little eyeliner on. Okay, a little mascara, honey, listen, we don't have a full face of makeup, but all right, we were decent, and crack a smile and have a little conversation. And no, I didn't give anybody my number, but I could have. So I'm saying to you, how many interactions have you missed because you've been so focused on what you had to get and what you had to do? And when somebody approaches us, a lot of times we're like, what you want? Because we've had those experiences. But next time, just pause and give it like a slow response of, all right, thank you. Okay, I appreciate that. Instead of the crazy look we want to give, right? All right, so clear the negativity. Number 2, get clear on your goals, dreams, desires. This is the time of life. Let me tell you, I wrote an article a couple years ago for Black and Married with Kids. And but I talked about in that article, I remember the title of it now. I think it was like the blessed broken road of single parenting or something like that. But I talked about how I am enjoying my singlehood. I'm enjoying my singlehood. Y'all not gonna make me feel bad. And I'm here and God woke me up today and I got all this goodness going on and this love to give and great friendships and family and all this stuff. I'm an amazing human being. Y'all not gonna make me feel bad about one little status check. I'm not. Right? You're not going to do it. And so I want you to get clear on what your goals and dreams are, because they got to be greater than just being somebody's wife. When you become somebody's wife, y'all need to be making magic together. Like, let's build this empire, okay? And not just, okay, well, now I have a ring and I have a person here, because guess what? If he sits in the recliner and watches TV all day, what did you gain? Please tell me, because that's not what I'm looking for. Okay. Listen, let's live. Let's live. And so the next thing is, so number 2 was get clear on your goals, dreams, desires. Number 3 is get clear on what you want in a relationship. I literally tell people to write down what they want. You know, who was it? Nicole Ari Parker says she wrote like this list and she asked God for Boris Kodjoe. Of course, at the time, she didn't know who he was. She wanted these qualities in a man. And I'm not saying go around with that 200 item list and be like, you missed like 20 out of the 200. Nope, you ain't it. You know, if the person in front of you is what you've been looking for, learn how to say, okay, life, I accept this gift. Let me see where this goes, right? Always using your wisdom. But sometimes people aren't going to check all those boxes. And for me, the height thing is a box that I need to check. But then there are also these other things that I need. You know, I need you to be full of faith. I need you to be a good human being. I need you to, you know, actually care about regular people who can't do anything for you. Those are things that are important to me because that's the kind of person I am, right? And then I also want somebody who's stronger in some areas than I am, who actually can do some things in some other industries that I haven't tapped into, so we can combine this knowledge. Y'all get where I'm going? You get where I'm going? Okay. And so figure out what it is that you really want, even if it's the physical, if it's the spiritual, it's the values, the chemistry, all of that. Write it down. That'll help you figure out what you need to be paying attention to when you meet people. All right. And then number 4 is I want you to get comfortable and confident while being single. Get comfortable and get confident while being single. And that's hard. That's hard. I'm not saying it's the hardest thing you'll ever do, but you have to really come to terms with, I'm single. I am a single mother, and that is okay. I am single. I am a single mother, and that is okay. Because that happens to be a season I'm in my life, and I'm okay with it. You've got to get to that place. When you get to that place, that thing that people try to do when they say, like they're better than you because they're not a single mom. I hate that. But I'm always looking at them like, Paula, now we done already talked about the problems you have. And would you like to trade places with me right now? I know you would. So don't turn your nose down at me. Let's just all learn to love each other and lift each other up. Does that make sense? And so if you're trying to be in a relationship, if you're trying to eventually lead to marriage, know what you want that to look like, because there's some people right now that feel like they're in prison, and God bless y'all. I love y'all. I'm not trying to talk about you. I'm just saying, okay, everybody has their own seasons and situations that they're going through. And we can look at folks and be like, oh, I wish I had what they had. And you have no idea what they're going through. So be clear on what it is that you want to bring into your life, which you'll be bringing into your kids' lives. Make sense? Make sure that person is good for you and for them. Okay, does that make sense? All right, so, and then the last thing was, I want you to really fall in love with you. Okay, so that's how you get to the point of where you know you don't have to settle. So I know I'm a good person. I know, you know, I may have put on a couple extra pounds with the last kid. I know that I have 3 children and I have 3 different baby daddies. That does not make me unlovable. You know, whoever you are, I'm trying to pick different scenarios of people I've met who think that they're unlovable, right? I know that I haven't dated in 10 years, but that doesn't mean you have to make it 20. Does it make sense? So I've talked to different women over the years. I've talked to different people. I coach folks. And I want you to know that nothing you have done and nothing anybody says should have any bearing on how you feel about yourself. And the fact that God told me that I was beautifully and wonderfully made, y'all can't tell me nothing. Let me tell you something. You've got to get that in your spirit. Okay? Somebody is looking for you. Somebody is looking for you. Somebody is looking for a woman just like you. I always crack up when women tell me, okay, Wanda, you're tall and you're thin, and you're this, you're that. I'm like, girls, dudes that be like, get out the way. Give me the lady with some meat on the bones, okay? So understand somebody is looking for you, but they can't find you if you're hiding. They can't find you. Let me say that again. If you are hiding. And a lot of times what we're doing is we're hiding. We're not focused on our career. We're not focused on being amazing mothers and raising our kids. That's what we tell people, right? We're hiding because we don't want to be hurt again. And so obviously I want you to deal with the hurt. I want you to deal with those feelings, deal with that grief, deal with the loss, deal with all those things that happen. Some people have gone through abusive relationships. I get it. That's some heavy stuff. Definitely you want to talk to counselors and therapists to work through those things. But you do not need to get stuck in the belief that you are unlovable and unworthy, because that is a lie. Does that make sense? And so I wanted to just come through and talk to y'all tonight. Y'all know I'll hit these tough topics and these things people don't like to talk about, and I'll give it to you in a way that I pray is empowering and sometimes funny, right? So I'm always trying to crack a joke here or there, but I want you to know this week, if you have been holding back, if it has been a long time since you've gone on a date, right? Start doing some of this work. Get your energy clear, get your space clear. Start refuting the lies that tell you it's too late, because it's not. People get married at 75. I swear I just saw on social media, this couple get married in their 80s. Listen, that's cute. That's, we're all excited about that love. And who's to say that you won't have that? You won't have that relationship that goes 40 years, right? And so if that's what you want, then you've got to answer the call. You've got to be able to say, I'm going to do my part to be able to receive that kind of love and give back that kind of love. So that's all I had. Whatever questions y'all have for me, pop them in the chat, because I'm going to go cook tonight for these fellas. I've been marinating some chicken wings, and I'm going to season them up with some rosemary and some other spices. I pan-seared some chicken thighs the other day, y'all, and I was just like, listen, give me my HGTV show. I'm ready. I am ready, honey. When I tell you, Lord have mercy. Yes. And yes, husband, yes, she cooks. And so what are those things that you love to do, sister? What are those things you love to do? Be doing them. Don't just say, I'm just going to raise my kids and go home. There are no good men in the world. That's a lie. That's a lie. I know some stuff running around here, but there are also still some good ones. And you're a good woman and you deserve good love. So even if you just write that down as an affirmation tonight, I'm a good woman and I deserve good love. I promise you, seeing that throughout the week is going to bless you. And so begin to affirm yourself and begin to say, God, you know what? I do want to try again. I do want to have the man that you uniquely designed and knit for me, right? I may have done some things in the past and I didn't listen to you when you were trying to tell me that wasn't it, but I am ready and I'm going to treat the gift that you give me well. And I want a man that treats me well and my kids well. Put that on your list. Every year I do a vision board, and I do a vision board party for single moms, and I call it Cast Your Vision. And I'm telling you that if not 100% of the things I put on that vision board, 85 to 90% of what I put on that vision board comes true. It is not because it's magic. It is not because it's woo-woo, because I don't believe in that. It is because I'm reminded when I see it that, I said I wanted to do this. And you know what my mind does? My mind starts giving me ideas on how to get it done. And then I start taking action on how to get it done. And I pray, and then I ask, and I connect with my network, and then it happens. So if you are really wanting good love this year, why not say, hey, why not put that on your vision board? Why not put that on your vision board? Because what it's going to do is it's going to remind you that, I'm supposed to make sure I'm presentable when I go out the house. I'm supposed to make sure I'm pampering myself. And I'm supposed to make sure I'm giving myself good moments. And I'm supposed to make sure that I'm hanging with my girlfriends and I'm enjoying my babies and I'm adding laughter to my life. And I'm really learning to enjoy the season I'm in so that my goodness is glowing, so that I can attract somebody who loves the shine on my face and the joy in my heart and wants to get to know what else I'm about. Does that make sense? right? And so stop hiding. Stop hiding. Stop hiding. I say that to you. I say that to me. Stop hiding. Because sometimes we can get so focused and we look up and time has passed, right? When the truth is, you can do all those things that you're doing and you can make room for somebody great in your life. But you've got to make sure you do the selecting. And the selecting needs to be based off of the things that are true to you. So one more time, and then I'm going to let y'all go because I don't see any questions. One more time, clear out the negativity. Get clear on your goals, dreams, desires. Get clear on what it is you really want in a relationship. Get comfortable and confident. And building your confidence is going to take time. And the way that I tell people to just really, build their confidence is to do something that scares them, right? So I had a coaching client and I just told her, I said, listen, your assignment this week is to actually go out by yourself. You need to go grab dinner. You need to go to happy hour. You need to go do something. I don't care if it's breakfast. You need to go out by yourself without being surrounded by your girlfriends so that you can see that people are actually interested in you. And you know what? A guy bought her a drink. She was like, I never get drinks bought for me because I'm always, my friends or whatever, always get the drinks. Okay. Then you need to go out without them because they're a crutch. And man, you could listen. It was like my kid won the spelling bee. Okay. I was so excited for her. And so if that's you, challenge yourself. Challenge yourself. A lot of times we're like, oh, I'm not cute. I'm not this. I put on this. Blah, blah, blah. Listen, there is somebody for everybody. And what you think is, a fault, somebody is like, oh my gosh, I love it. And so I want you to know you got to get in love with the things about you that you don't like. You got to fall in love with them. I'm trying to tell you, take it from a girl who knows. When I was younger, my cousins, did I finish all the tips? Okay, so get comfortable and confident. And then the last one was fall in love with you, right? When I was little, I did not have a body. I was just a skinny little olive oil, and my cousins all had boobs and behind. And of course, dudes would just be like, oh, okay, well, you the cousin that we're gonna ask to hook us up with your cousins. Okay, I was just a skinny chick. And I wasn't bothered. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Okay, I'm not interested in boys anyway. All I want to do is make good grades and stay out of trouble. But when this girl hit college and hit them 20s, honey, these legs put a little weight on, you understand? And so all those people who had bodies way back in the day, those bodies kind of, shaped around and shifted and all this. And they were like, oh my God, look at you. I'm like, listen, honey, time brings about a change. And so I'm telling you, no matter where you are right now, if you don't like it, you can fix it. Because whenever I want to put on some weight, I'm trying to eat and I'm trying to work out and I'm lifting. If I see I need to tone somewhere, and I do, I'm doing my squats. I'm going to work out at the gym because, we want to, if we want Boris Kojos and Idris Elbas, are we, Nicole, are we, can't say it. But the point is, are you being the kind of woman that attracts that kind of dude, or that kind of dude is attracted to? So if not, do what it takes, right? And so I'm going to get off of here because my internet connection is cutting up. I just pray that this has blessed you. I always have so much fun coming on over to Mom Chat. And next Sunday, I'm going to do a poll to see what we're going to talk about. But it's the fall. Everybody knows this is cuffing season. Don't get caught in cuffing season because y'all already know what cuffing season is, right? I think they have explained it really well on social media. So if you're interested, you can go and look and see what it's all about. But don't get caught in cuffing season. You want more than that. You want more than that. Always demand more, right? That's what I've learned after having 2 children, right? And doing this by myself. It was hard. And same for you, right? Everything hasn't been a smooth, easy road. So if you want good love, do what it takes. Do what it takes. Hold your ground. Stand your ground, right? Know what those deal breakers are and know what those things are that you must have, right? And just every day affirm yourself and know that you will have what you say when you do what you need to. All right. So God bless you. Thanks for tuning into Mom Chat. Thanks for sharing this out tonight. I always have so much fun coming on and talking to you guys. And yes, I always got a story, but I'm about to go and cook because we're going a little bit longer. And man, yeah, like share this out. Pop some questions in the chat. If you're doing the replay, hit replay. Let me know that you're doing the replay. And tomorrow at noon, which will be Monday at noon, I will pick a winner. So you still have time to participate. I'm also going to post a link to the Love Plan ebook because everybody is not going to be able to win it. I'm going to pick one winner, but I want you to know it is life-giving and life-changing. And I've had 3 coaching clients get married. So I'm just saying, might be something you want to invest in. All right. So thanks for tuning in to Mom Chat tonight. Big blessings to you. Prepare to win this week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, y'all. Oh, you're so welcome, Tamira. You're awesome. I'm so glad to be able to help you.